Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 20 of our look at our favorite female-fronted bands of all time. Today, like I said, is day 20, and we're counting down to 30 days here in November. Each and every day we're giving our favorite female-fronted bands, whether it be rock band, hard rock band, classic rock band, thrash metal, power metal, death metal, progressive rock, pop rock, whatever it might be, right? I'm listing my favorites, and you are doing the same in the comments below. The reason why I'm stressing this favorites thing, this is kind of in direct response to a couple of guys who the last couple of days seem to be intent on posting comments ridiculing my picks and, questioning why I would choose non-US bands, why I'm picking so many Swedish bands, why I'm picking so many obscure prog bands, why I'm picking so many death metal bands that nobody knows. Aren't there better bands that I could pick that have sold more records that are from here in the US? Listen, okay, Earache My Eye, David Bingham, and Turd Ferguson. Listen, these are my favorite bands. You don't like them, you don't have to like them. You don't have to, right? Join the rest of the crew who watch this show day in and day out. And if there's a band that I'm mentioning that you never heard of before, go listen to them, right? They're my favorites. They don't have to be your favorites, right? They don't have to be from the US. They don't have to be from the UK. They don't have to be from Japan. They don't have to be from France. They're going to be from wherever they are going to be. They're my favorite bands, whether they're million-selling bands or whether they haven't sold 500 albums, right? Doesn't matter. They're my favorites. That's why we're doing this. These are not the best female-fronted bands of all time, right? People are questioning why I'm not picking more new wave bands and why I'm not picking punk bands and why I'm not picking indie bands. Because that's not what I listen to, right? This is not a hard concept, people. I shouldn't have to do this month after month after month when we talk about favorites, right? We all can have different favorites. My list is not going to be like yours. Get over it, okay? And if you can't grasp that concept, then why are you watching? I don't understand. I really don't. And I'm just getting tired of these comments, right? People trying to instigate me. I'm just going to delete you. Just going to delete you and ban you from posting if you're going to be this ridiculous every day, all right? So the three of you, I just named you, all right? You're on notice. So keep it up, right? You want to be able to contribute to this channel? Then just be a little smarter about your comments, all right? Anyway, off to today's pick from Finland. This is a band that's been around for a bit. All right, they have their first album came out in 1997, Angels Fall First. The band is symphonic power metal act Nightwish. Okay, they have had three very, very good lead vocalists in their band. Okay, all females. Tarja, right, was the first. She appears on all their albums up to this one once, which just might be their best, right? Depends on what you like. Remember, these are all our favorites. We all have our own opinions on music, right? We all hear these things differently. Okay, she would leave the band. We would get Annette Olsen would show up on lead vocals for a couple of albums. Two, as a matter of fact. Dark Passion Play is probably my favorite of the Annette era, whereas Tarja is much, much more of an operatic, metal singer. Yeah, I mean, is she really a metal singer at her core? I don't know, but she's got this very, amazing operatic voice, whereas Annette is much, much more of like a straight pop rock singer, I think. Added a very different element to the band, right? Then on the more recent albums, you've got, obviously, the great, and who also we want to put a shout out to Floor Jansen, all right, their lead vocalist formerly of After Forever, who's going through a battle with breast cancer right now. So Floor, we wish you all the best. Hope that turns out great. And Floor, for my money, I think puts the best of both worlds in her vocal approach. She very powerful voice, she's a striking figure. She's very tall, long, dark hair, and she can do the operatic things. She can do the more pop things. She can do the metal things. She can kind of do it all. So I think to me, she is the best fit for this band. Whether or not you feel that the band have put out their best material since Floor has joined the band, that's arguable, right? Because you got all these classic albums, Ocean Master, Wishmaster, and Oceanborn, and Century Child. I mean, there's like all these really cool albums here. There's Imaginarium. There we go. So lots of strong albums here. Again, if you're not familiar with the music of Nightwish, they are an extremely popular symphonic metal act. The music is fairly heavy, but loads of keyboards and synthesizers, right? You've got the ukulele pipes. You've got, you also have some male vocals in there as well. But it's mostly female vocals, and the music it's not your traditional power metal fare. There's, like I said, a huge symphonic element. There's an epicness to the music as well. But a really good band that has been around a long time, and they've amassed quite a following. And they've had some lineup changes in recent. Over the last year or so, Marco Hietala, their bassist and co-vocalist, he left the band in 2021. Will he return? I don't know, but right now you've got, basically the guy who runs the band is Thomas Holopainen on keyboards, piano, and synthesizers, writes most of the songs. You got Empu Vuorinen, I know I'm saying some of these names wrong, on guitar, Troy Dunlockley on the pipes, tin whistles, and things. Like I said, Floor Jansen on vocals, Kai Haito on drums, and Hukka Kossinen on bass guitar. Right. So, so whether you like the Tarja version of the band, whether you like the Annette Olsen version of the band, or you like the Floor Jansen version of the band, I think the kind of consistency across the catalog is pretty damn good, and really, really good band. They're really good live too. I've only actually seen them with Annette on vocals. I haven't seen them with Tarja or more recently with Floor. I had some opportunities to go see them with Floor. I just never went. But I've seen plenty of live footage over the years of all three of them, and they're a force to be reckoned with live, and great band. So they had to be included in this list because I do like Nightwish quite a bit. So that's my pick for today. So let us know what you think of Nightwish down in the comments below. If you've never listened to them, go check them out, right? Just don't discount bands because you haven't heard them, right? I think that's the one thing that frustrates me the most is like when people, I never heard of this band. They must not have sold many albums, so why are you even including them there? Well, you know what? There's no written rule anywhere that says that a favorite band of anyone's has to be a band that the entire universe knows about. There's no rule, right? There is absolutely no rule. I've seen plenty of people, tons of people this month in the comments below posting bands I've never even heard of before. And that's cool that you love those bands, because you should, right? Because there's hundreds of thousands of bands out there deserving of our attention. And the fact that we have people who listen to a lot of these obscure bands is a great thing. So if you're not one of them and your scope is limited to like 5 groups in total, and you question every single pick I'm doing, which quite frankly, a good chunk of the ones that I've talked about this month are fairly well known. And most people who watch this channel know who they are. So if you're one of them who's like, who hears me mention Epica, for argument's sake, and you're like, I've never heard of, I don't know who this band is, I don't know why Pete picks them. Well, Epica are not a little known band in the metal world. They are not. Sorry to tell you that. All right. So I don't know where you listen to your music, or the fact that you follow this channel and you're oblivious to all that. I've talked about all these bands before, and you're acting like you've heard them for the first time, and they're so obscure, so unknown. A couple other comments. Oh, you're picking all these obscure prog bands. I picked like 3 out of the first 20 days. What are you talking about? Fleetwood Mac is in Prague, obscure Prague. Blondie, The Pretenders, Hearts. The list goes on and on of bands that are really well known. I'm not picking obscure Swedish death metal bands each and every day, obscure prog bands every day. Sorry, guys, it's Sunday morning. This is a little rant it's turned into because just yesterday's comments just really pissed me off. And quite frankly, there was someone that posted a comment on our Curse of the Collector show that was really, really hurtful and horrible. And the fact that someone would post something like that in a public forum just shows you how some people are just horrible human beings. And I see shit like that, and you're banned forever from posting on this channel. There's no reason for hurtful stuff to be posted against someone who appears on this show. I've seen it before, haven't seen it in a while. Yesterday's was awful. So, cut the shit out, guys. Come on. It's like we haven't had this kind of thing on the channel in a while, but all of a sudden of late, I'm starting to see it again. Ironically, as the holiday season approaches, the worst in people seem to come out, right? So just cut it out, because I'm not going to tolerate it. So anyway, visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Stay tuned tomorrow. We got another one coming up for you, and we've got, tune in just in a little bit, we've got Ranking the Albums with Morgable, okay? Ken Golden and George Lemay and myself having a great time talking about a great French band. Yeah, another non-US band. Woohoo! Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another of our favorite female fronted bands of all time. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.